The following instructional presentation of the St. Agnes Reformatory is intended for educational purposes only. All scenarios are fictional, and all characters are above the age of 18.
I could tell from the minute I heard her door creak open this morning that it was going to be one of those days. The kind where my 18-year-old stepdaughter, Kayla, emerged from her bedroom in pajama pants at nearly 9 o'clock, hair a tangled mess, eyes glued to her phone as if the rest of the world didn't exist. It was the first week of her senior year, and she was already acting like the rules didn't apply. Worse, she seemed to think that turning 18 over the summer meant she'd crossed some invisible line into adulthood, one that freed her from my authority. But my house, my rules. "Morning," I said, keeping my voice calm. "You're supposed to be at school." She didn't look up. "Don't have any real classes today." I set down my coffee mug. "Not how it works. You go. You show up. Senior year counts toward college, and you don't get to decide that this week is optional." She sighed dramatically. "I'm an adult now, remember? You can't tell me what to do forever." I took a slow breath. I've been her stepmom for almost 10 years now, and I've worked hard to earn her trust and respect. I'm not quick to anger, but that doesn't mean I let attitude slide. Senioritis is one thing, flat-out defiance is another. And lately, this habit of sleeping late, skipping responsibilities, and mouthing off had been getting worse. "Kayla," I said evenly, "sit down. We need to talk." She rolled her eyes but dropped into the kitchen chair. "I've let you get away with more than I should lately," I began. "Because I thought you'd snap out of it. But skipping school, that's where I draw the line. This attitude is going to cost you your college future, and I'm not about to let that happen." She crossed her arms. "What are you going to do, ground me? I'm 18. I stood. "No, Kayla, you know exactly what I'm going to do." Her eyes widened slightly. She knew. We hadn't been here in a long time, but my policy has always been clear. As long as she lives under my roof, she is subject to my rules. And when she breaks them in a serious way, the consequence is a trip over my knee and a good, sound spanking. "Seriously?" she said, half incredulous, half nervous. "Seriously," I said, walking toward the hall closet. "We've tried talks, warnings, and reminders. It's time you were reminded in a way that works." When I came back with the solid wooden hairbrush, the same one my own mother had used on me, her bravado started to falter. "You can't," she began. "I can," I said firmly, "and I will. You're my responsibility, and I'm not about to watch you throw your future away because you don't feel like showing up." I pulled a chair into the middle of the kitchen. "Stand up." She did, reluctantly, chewing her lip. "Hand me your phone." She hesitated, then placed it in my palm. I set it on the counter. "Kayla, you've had chance after chance to turn your attitude around. This is the consequence. Over my knee, now." She muttered something under her breath, but obeyed, lowering herself into position. She knew resistance only made it worse. I settled her securely across my lap, adjusted my grip, and said, "This is for skipping school, for disrespect, and for thinking being 18 means the rules don't matter." Then I brought the hairbrush down, firmly and evenly. The first few smacks were met with stiff silence, but soon she was yelping and wriggling. I kept the rhythm steady, no anger, no rush, just clear, solid swats that drove the message home. "You need to remember," I said, over the sound of the brush, "that your age doesn't erase responsibility. Being an adult means more accountability, not less." "I get it," she gasped. I shook my head and kept going. "Not yet, you don't. You'll get it when I know this lesson will stick." By the time I paused, her voice had gone from defiant to contrite. I rested my hand on her back. "Almost done. But you are going to school tomorrow without one word of complaint, and you're going to keep your grades up. Am I clear?" "Yes, ma'am," she said quickly. I gave her a few final brisk swats for emphasis, then set the brush aside and helped her up. She rubbed her seat, blinking away tears, but I could see the stubborn edge had softened. "Go to your room," I said gently. "Wash your face, get dressed, and head to school. You'll still catch most of your classes if you leave now." She hesitated, looking at me with a mix of resentment and understanding. "I guess I needed that," she said quietly. "I know you did," I replied. "And I didn't enjoy it, but I'm not going to sit back and watch you ruin opportunities. You've worked too hard for that." She sniffled, nodded, and disappeared down the hall. By the time she left for school an hour later, she was composed, dressed in uniform spotlessly, her backpack slung over her shoulder. She even said, "See you later," before heading out the door, a small but telling shift. That evening, I heard her in the kitchen, chatting on the phone about her day, making plans for a group project. No sarcasm in her tone, no dragging her feet. She came into the living room and sat beside me on the couch. "I thought about what you said," she began, "and about what you did, and yeah, it was for the best. I've been acting like an idiot." I smiled faintly. "I wouldn't use that word, but I'm glad you see why I had to step in." She sighed. "Guess I forgot you're not afraid to back up what you say." "That's part of being a parent," I said. "Sometimes it means being the bad guy in the moment so you can be the good guy in the long run." She gave a little laugh. "Bad guy with a hairbrush, huh?" I chuckled, something like that. We didn't talk about it again that night, but the shift was real. She was up on time the next morning, dressed, and eating breakfast without being told. And over the next few weeks, the senioritis fog began to lift. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about course correction. Sometimes a strong, decisive action is what breaks through the excuses and self-pity. That morning's hairbrush lesson was just that. A sharp, clear signal that the rules still mattered and that she still had someone invested in her doing the right thing. And for both of us, it was a reminder that love doesn't mean letting things slide. Sometimes it means drawing the line, holding it, and helping someone step back onto the right path, whether they like it in the moment or not.
Please consider becoming a member of this page for regular bonus videos, priority replies in comments, and even individualized governess attention tailored to your needs. If you need the guidance of St. Agnes in your life, we are happy to provide it.